right, guys, we're back. Thanks for sticking with us, talking about the Built with Bitcoin Foundation, talking about Bitcoin adjacent equity, Hut 8 mining, and now we've got our daily dunk. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet today, guys. We're just gonna review this onslaught of tweets coming from former Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey, now the CEO of Block, Spiral, Square, all these new Bitcoin related companies. So Web3 in an attack against Web3, Jack has basically been unfollowing a lot of people associated A16Z and co-conspirators, and just kind of going to bat against this centralized sort of venture capitalist outlook on the future that is Web3. It's hard to get a definition for Web3. If you guys want to try to sum it up, do so in the comments, but we're just gonna check out Jack's recent rips on them. And to start, I mean, one of the first things he said that caught my eye last night, he said, I care only about decentralized, secure, private foundations with single points of failure. And I'm focused on that. If you guys go back in our videos and go watch Jack at the Bitcoin 2021 conference, I mean, he talked about this. He said there's nothing more important in his lifetime to work on than Bitcoin. He believes, and he backed up that talk with actions. It's becoming clear by the day that stepping down as CEO of Twitter was in protest of the centralized, the shackles that they're putting on the guy. And so now he's in a place where he can speak out. He's in a place where he can clap back at these sort of venture capitalists that are vying for everyone's time, attention, and money, and that are distracting people from the bigger picture, which is we have a humanity altering technology here with Bitcoin, something that's never come before. And despite what many people think and believe, something that hasn't been reproduced since. There is no alternative. There is no other form of cryptocurrency that's going to secure your wealth into the future in a way that is sovereign, the way Bitcoin does, in a decentralized manner, in a way that is free from the governance of these VC groups and their limited partners. And second, Jack followed up that tweet. Of course, it turned into a storm of people and like crypto heads and NFT people in the comments, and he responded to some of them. He said, quote, I'm not anti-Ethereum. I'm anti-centralized, venture capitalist owned, single point of failure, and corporate controlled lies. If your goal is anti-establishment, I promise you it isn't Ethereum. Don't believe or trust me, just look at the fundamentals. I wholeheartedly agree with this statement. Aside from the first sentence, I am anti-Ethereum, so I will actively do my best to bring down Ethereum from the inside. But outside of that, I'm also anti-centralized venture capitalist owned single point of failure corporate controlled lies. It's a balance, guys. It's hard to navigate and succeed in this world and participate on platforms that are behaving ethically. We're seeing censorship from all sides. We're seeing censorship from this very platform, Twitter. Everyone wants to control the narrative and keep eyes and attention where is making money, and Bitcoin allows people to make money in a way that's ethical and decentralized. It allows the little guy to have something that the government can't touch, to have something that big pharma can't touch, that none of these big corporations that are in bed with the what do we got? Who's in the comments talking about Jay Skrilla? Love the intro music. Oh yeah, yeah. Jay Skrilla keeps we got to change that music. We keep getting demonetized because we use that, even though we have the license for it. But anyway, yeah. To sum it back up, guys, I am anti-ETH. I'm anti-centralized. You can't get away from some centralization, but the idea that the whole world can be centrally planned is absurd. I think things need to be torn down. I think things need to be rebuilt on a Bitcoin standard. I think Bitcoin promotes an open market capitalism that we can all benefit from. I think it brings out the best incentives in people and promotes them working hard and working together. And yeah, it promotes free trade in a way that I'm very fond of, and I've noticed to be beneficial in my life and the lives of those around me. And I'm just so happy that Jack has now stepped down as Twitter's CEO and can actually pursue this boots on the ground full time. And you can see, they're hiring roles at all of his companies as they're expanding, and he's just going pure play into the Bitcoin and the free and open source software. And there's no more important there's nothing more important happening in technology space right now than this, despite what Elon Musk would have you believe. And so on to the next one, guys. So we had a clapback from someone who's somehow verified called Shibatoshi Nakamoto. So total altcoiner there. And they said, my goal is to build stuff and make money and have fun. I'm used to the corporate establishment and don't really see any meaningful break away from it. Bitcoin just gives power to new rich people. All right, we debunked this, I believe, yesterday, if not the day before. Bitcoin is not a Ponzi scheme. It does not disenfranchise any users. New users do not wield a different amount of power than those who have held Bitcoin. They simply, have a different amount of Bitcoin. It doesn't affect the network in the way that you might anticipate. Elon chimed in and said, that's why I'm pro Doge. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Doge is totally centralized copy paste scam of Bitcoin. Can be printed indefinitely. It's going to screw a lot of people. A lot of people got wrecked. A lot of I guess I would just call them like couch side traders. I don't know, just people on the bus flipping through their phone, buying Doge, getting a bit of a gambling happy and losing all their money in Doge because of Elon's tweets. But I think people have a right to make their own decisions about their investments. So as much as I want to see Ethereum fail, I don't think that it shouldn't have a right to exist. But I think the regulations are coming, and you should be careful in these securities. And you should just sell any of those altcoins if you have them. Buy Bitcoin instead, and just hold it. It's no benefit to me if you buy Bitcoin, guys. You're not moving markets at this price, and at this point, there's too many people involved. It will make no difference at all if you get in now or later. I just recommend it for your own good and for your own, so you can own something. It's really different. I've in the past held a lot of altcoins, and it's not the same. It's not the same kind of ownership. It doesn't feel the same. There's not the same security guarantees. You can be disenfranchised in a heartbeat. You can watch your property go to zero in US dollar terms. You can watch your property go to zero in whatever terms these cryptocurrencies are denominating themselves in. And in Bitcoin, that's just not the case. You're safe from governance and the poor decisions that other people make. So moving on, Jack clapped back to Elon and said, meaningful breakaways from the corporate establishment are definitely possible, both big and small. I agree with this. Nice and optimistic from Jack. Pretty general statement. I think Bitcoin. Every time you buy Bitcoin, you're making a meaningful breakaway from the corporate establishment. You are making a speculative attack on the US dollar. So if you're listening, you're a bit of an anarchist. Like and subscribe, first off. Second off, just buy Bitcoin. It's a speculative attack on the dollar. If you never sell your Bitcoin back $4, you're weakening the currency. It's just one little bit at a time, and it feels great. It's very liberating. You may be asked to be taxed on your Bitcoin, but you don't have to sell Bitcoin unless you choose to. There's nothing coming out of your accounts automatically if you do your security right. It's true, sovereign, safe property. If you play your cards right, make sure you do your research before investing, obviously. So Jack went on to say, no one rich individual or institution has any more power over Bitcoin than anyone else. That's important to note. It was attempted in the past and failed. Yeah, so people have attempted to use like their clout and their power and the amount of Bitcoin they hold to manipulate the consensus rules, and that's just not how it works. I mean, what happened is they basically like took all their followers and they try to like fork the chain and change the rules with their nodes, and it's just a big failure, right? The incentives are aligned such that the rules will remain the same for me. So long as I'm running my node, you agree to the upgrades you want to make. If you choose not to upgrade the software, so be it. You're not going to be disenfranchised. You're still going to hold Bitcoin just like everybody else. It's great. So we'll keep that short and sweet for the daily dunk today, guys. I still haven't seen a good definition of Web3. I mean, you guys, I don't blame. Oh, someone said, someone did define it. They said Web3 semi decentralized. I guess I'd agree with that. Fully decentralized is the only way forward. Bitcoin is unique. I would agree with that. Um, I don't know what Web3 is. I wouldn't even say it's semi decentralized. It's run on AWS. I'm pretty sure Web3 went down yesterday with the rest of the Amazon Web Services software. So yeah, just be careful, guys. Web3 is owned by A16Z. Just be careful with your dealings with that. All right. Without further ado, I'd like to get into some Bitcoin Street interviews with Isabella. I would like to give you guys some Bitcoin first, so get ready. There should be a QR code on screen, and after that, you're going to see a code appear which you can redeem for Bitcoin. Congratulations to whoever is winning that Bitcoin now. And yeah, we're going to cut to a short break, and we'll be back with Bitcoin Street interviews with Isabella Santos. She's going to be interviewing from a Miami gym to see what these CrossFitters know about Bitcoin. So pretty excited for that. Stay tuned, guys.